We're back to the carport this week. We only have one day without rain, so we're going to keep our goals pretty small. We're going to try and get our rafters up and some bracing on the sides. So the plan with the rafters is to use these 16-foot poles. They're a little skinnier on the end than I was hoping, but we're going to spread out what we have and hopefully that's going to be enough. So the plan to get these rafters up is we need to cut some notches to fit around our 4x6 beams up top. But we also need to make sure that our building is not skewed out anyway. So we're going to take a 16-foot board, connect it to the back post, and then pull it up to the front and make sure our building is squared that way. And then we'll get our first rafter set up there. We'll mark it how we want to put our notches, pull it down, get that cut out with the chainsaw, and then we'll make all the other ones match. The outside of that board. Okay. With the 4x. Right there.
That's exactly where it was. Do you want me to grab it from that side?
I got you.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I cut this one a little bit differently. I kind of just eyeballed it because this is cut far too deep and I did not want to hurt the structural strength of this. So I kind of eyeballed the depth on this and made it similar in the same angles. And we'll put this up there, see if it fits and kind of adjust accordingly. And then we'll probably base off of this one because this is just far too weak.
So we went through, we made a new template that's looking pretty good, and we cut one off of that new template. So the first official rafter is about to go up. So this was our original template, we made a better one, and now we're doing the first real rafter to start. Oh, don't let it fall off the ladder. Okay.
One more. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
Well, we have our first rafter up based off of this template. It seemed to fit fine, so we're gonna cruise and I'm just gonna cut a bunch of these and we'll set them all up at once.
of our boards cut and ready to go, so we are going to start leaning them up over there and actually get the rafters up now. Set it down? Yeah. You probably want it as low as possible.
Well, the old keep alternating how I want. You can switch them around.
Oh, that's funny. Oh yeah, it is pushing it quite a bit.
Yeah.
All right, we got about half of these up, but our center posts aren't actually being secured by anything, so the extra weight of them leaning, we don't want that anymore. So we're just gonna go ahead and start putting these all the way up, probably just roughly laying them out for right now, and then we'll do the same thing to the rest. I think our plan is to get all of the rafters up, kind of look at our spacings, make sure it's good before we actually tack any of them down. We do have this first one tacked, but before all the middle ones, we wanna get a look at all of it together. You need to go like, yeah, that's not that difficult for me. Okay.
That should be good. Up there. That should be good. Oh, let's go this way.
Yep, you're good.
Alright, give me a shove. There you go.
Was that your plan? That's a really good. Are you good? Oh.
So I only put one nail for the most part on the ends of these, just so that I can go up to the top and still pivot it without having the nails kind of bind and keeping me from moving it. So I can go up there, get those spaced correctly, get a nail up there, and then I'll come back and I'll get these tightened down better. No fear. Watch your feet. Take it slow. Go slow. Yeah, good job. Oh. Okay, all right, here's the hammer. Let's get up a little higher. Ready? Hit! Good work. This is not wanting to come together. This post on this side is kind of leaning out this way, and I'm trying to bang it and get it in there, but every time I come and hit this side, the middle goes out back out, and when I hit the middle, this side comes back out. So I gotta find a different way of getting this pulled in. I'm thinking maybe I'll do like a ratchet strap to the back post and connect it to this one and see if I can hit it and kind of ratchet at the same time and just kind of work them both back. Rolling. 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 I'm not real happy how these nails are holding these down. They're not getting very deep where they're grabbing real well. And I'm having a hard time up at the top, so I'm going to be using some of these Timberlock screws. It's nicer than the lag bolts, because lag bolts I have to pre-drill because they're so fat, and my drill couldn't push them through, and they'll end up splitting stuff. But these I can just sink right through the logs, and I'll get them down into my 4x6s, and it should be a lot easier. It's a good thing Lori's not out here to tell me not to stand on the top rung of the ladder, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to reach this very well. The rafters are attached on top and bottom. Now I've got to get them down on the center post. You can see from leaning the rafters up against this, it kind of tapered our posts forward. So I'm going to see if I can use the ratchets and pull this back again so it's in that groove. It's not so bad on this side, but by the time you get to this side, it's probably over a foot there that it has to come back. So I ran out of reasonably length Timberlock screws. I used them on the top and on the bottom, and they worked great. I didn't have any break or anything. These can just suck right through the wood just fine, and I don't ever have any problems with these. But unfortunately, I only have a couple really long 10-inch ones and a few 8-inch ones left. And to go down that center, I really don't need anything that long. So I'm going to start using these lag bolts, which just screw in the same way. These are about 4.5 inches, which should be plenty. But very first one I went to put in, of course, snapped. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to pre-drill all the ones down the middle because they just don't work as well as these Timberlocks. Wobbly. A lot wobbly. It doesn't take much.
No.
But we'll get our diagonal bracing in there and we'll be alright. See, Shorty?
I'm getting it. I got it enough.
There it is. Still standing.
So we got all of our rafters up and secured. So next we're gonna go through and cut out of our really skinny poles that were not big enough for the poles or the rafters, and we're gonna get some angle supports made. So for the first angle supports, we're actually just gonna use these that already have notches in them. They're from our garden bed prototypes, but our garden beds are gonna be different sizes than that, so we're not gonna actually use them. They were just going to be firewood, but they are a pretty good length that we can chop it off just right before each of the notch and have it fit.
Well, that finishes up the front and back angles. It definitely sturdied it up pretty good. The front still wobbles a bit, but there is only 3 posts and they're extra tall. So once the siding goes on, those will get a lot better. And then we're going to just add 1 support across on each side wall, but we're going to go do that once we can dodge some of this rain.
We only have 2 more supports left to go, and they are going to go on these side walls. We're going to kind of attach it in the center of this beam and just mirror this angle on this side. So we have some diagonal bracing going that way. So we're gonna do that here, and then we're also gonna do the same thing right here. I would say higher than that, but
The leaves are falling.
yeah, it's happening. And I think that is going to be a wrap for this week. We gave ourselves just some really small goals this week by just wanting to get the purlins and some angle supports in. We have been dodging rain all week long, so I think we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a break. We do have a lot more rain in the forecast, but next up we are going to get that sheet metal ordered because it is going to take a little bit of time to get it ordered and then be able to get into town to pick it up to continue working on this. So this is where we're going to call it for now.